You know, I've been teaching a long time, 18 years to be exact, and every semester I ask myself the same question, and it's, why is this syllabus 700 pages long? Why? And why is it important? I know a lot of students look at a syllabus and go, I'm not reading that. Look how long it is. But I want to show why it's important to at least skim it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the syllabus. Now, first things first, I don't know why they have to be so long. I really don't. I think there are ways around this, but nobody asks my opinion. There are rules and I follow them. Okay? I don't know why they have to be this long, but they're important. So let's talk about the importance of the syllabus and why you should go through it. Now, if an instructor puts the syllabus together well, there should be headings. And so you can look at the heading and decide, is this something that I need? Or better yet, if you skim it at the beginning of the semester and you know your headings, then when something comes up in week 3, you know where to find it. Okay, so you definitely should at least skim the entire thing at the beginning of the course. Because if you screw something up in week 8 that was in the syllabus, that's on you, not on your professor. All right, so first things first, the class policies are in there. And you know, on day 1, I try to go over everything and I try to make it fun and blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. I only remember so much and I don't use so many notes, right? I have a list of things. But if I happen to skip over something, it's in the syllabus. So I expect my students to know. So class policies like due dates. So oftentimes it'll say, you know, everything in this class is due on Mondays at midnight, or due dates are posted on the calendar. Due dates are important, and if you don't believe me, watch my other video on due dates. Important semester dates. Oftentimes there is, you have to do something by a certain day or you get dropped. You know, when is midterms? When is this? When are grades due? When is the last day I can withdraw without penalty? Right? All of these important semester dates are in there. Yeah, enough about dates. There's also the late policy. Every semester, students ask me, well, can I turn that in late, or can I get an extension? Well, read the late policy in the syllabus, and that'll tell you what my answer is. Or a makeup policy. There are times when you're sick, or your kids are sick, or your internet goes down, or your computer breaks, or you have a house fire, right? Things happen, and you might need to make something up, right? Communicate, always the first thing. But the makeup policy will be in there. So if it says you need to have documentation, you need to know this much in advance, you know what procedures to follow, all right? But the big thing is always communicate when something like that happens. But it gives you procedure. This is important. And then there's the grading criteria, right? Every course is graded in some way. Well, how is this course graded? What are the categories? Are we doing projects? Is it just all homework? Is it only 2 exams and that's it? Or are there weights, right? Do I have homework and quizzes and projects and class discussions and exams and what am I graded on? How is it graded? What's the most important? If you want to know about weighted grades, I have a different video, right? But those things are important. If you don't know how you're being, graded and tested, how do you know what to do? Pay attention, right? Check those things out. And communication methods. I teach solely online. I live 2.5 hours from my students because of where I teach and where I live. My students can't come to my office hours because I don't have them. If they don't know how to communicate with me, they're on their own. And that's ridiculous, right? So there's phone numbers, there's emails, there's Zoom office hours. There's all of these different ways of how can you communicate with the people that matter. It might not just be your instructor. It might also be disability services, the tutoring center, the registrar, the advisors, all of that kind of communication piece. All of that information is in the syllabus. So these are the things that you want to make sure you read at the beginning of the semester. Now you're thinking, well, this right here does not make up 700 pages, right? Like I could write all of this up in one page. But The college, whatever college we're talking about, or it could be a high school too, has policies required to be in there. So the college-wide policies of can't smoke 8 feet from the door, or during COVID, you have to be masked and 6 feet apart. All of those college policies then required to be in the syllabus. Now, this is where I could say, can't we just have a college policies page somewhere on a website and trim down the syllabus? But nobody asked me. So a lot of these policies, and maybe you're like, okay, I don't smoke, so I can skip that section, or I only take online courses, so I don't need to read about COVID in the buildings. So that's where we say, like, look at the headings and see what applies to you and get rid of the rest. But the important pieces, you need to make sure you're reading those. So skim, find the important piece, and read it so that you understand what's expected and you can be successful. Thanks and good luck.